Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be starting a series about zodiac signs and relationships, and I'm going to start out with Aries relationships in this one. And yes, it does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. So anyway, people, let me get started. First thing up is, well, for Aries in a solar natal chart, Aries, of course, falls on the first house cusp. And the first house cusp can represent the paternal grandmother and maternal grandfather often. And this could be where this person may be, these people, one or more of these people may be an Aries sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply ones that embody Aries-like characteristics. It could be people that are rather combative, acerbic, fearless, outspoken, have a lot of courage and fortitude. And it could also be people that may be in an Aries-like profession, such as something connected with leadership, welding, firefighting, arson investigation, law enforcement, working in the military, being a soldier, something that could be Aries-like. So, and the situations, though, with these people might be a little bit acerbic and combative from time to time as well, but ones that are very, where you express a lot of outspokenness and a lot of, and just a lot of energy in general, and ones where you really often will stand up for each other very strongly. So anyway, well, the next thing up is the third house in astrology is connected with siblings and cousins. So Gemini often falls on the third house cusp in a solar or natal chart for Aries. So this could indicate that a sibling or cousin may be a Gemini sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply people that embody Gemini-like characteristics. It could be people that are very vivacious, loquacious, talkative, versatile, be able to do things with their hands, very conversational. It could be people that are also could be like in a Gemini like profession that might require dexterity, such as working as an auto mechanic, refrigeration mechanic. Somebody, also some other professions could be something connected with communications, such as broadcasting, writing, data communications. But this could be one where you can often have the connections with the siblings and cousins may be somewhat superficial and lighthearted, but it can be ones filled with intellectual stimulation and conversation, playing intellectual games such as Haiku or Mastermind, etc. So anyway, well, the next thing up is as far as the fourth house goes in astrology, this is about the less dominant parent, which is often the mother, and the zodiac sign Cancer often falls on the fourth house cusp in a solar or natal chart for Aries. So for Aries, this could be where that less dominant parent, often the mother, can be a Cancer, sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply somebody that embodies Cancerian-like characteristics, a person that could be very nurturing, sympathetic, nostalgic, protective, one that reminisces about things a lot, likes to talk about the good old days, so to speak, a person that can express and exhibit very strong emotions and be very caring, very compassionate, one that is sensitive to your feelings, but at the same time might be a person that could be exceptionally sensitive to criticism and ridicule. And as far as the connection goes with this person, it could, well, what I want to talk about could also be somebody that may be in a Cancerian type profession. It could be somebody that may be in real estate, might be in some kind of home renovation or home improvement. It could be as somebody that might be involved in cooking or working near the water, such as working as a lifeguard, perhaps someone that works near a beach or does something, just something connected with water, perhaps. So or somebody that's in like a real caring or healing maybe type profession, I would say as well. So anyway, and also the connection with this is one where you show perhaps a lot of protection for each other, and one where at the same time, as I stated before about the sensitivity to criticism and ridicule, and it might go both ways as far as this goes. So anyway, well, and also the dominant, that less dominant parent can often have the rescuer syndrome, and you may express that toward that person as well. Anyway, next thing up, the fifth house. Well, Leo often falls on the fifth house cusp in a solar or natal chart for Aries. So in the fifth house, of course, is connected with children and romantic partners. So this could be where one or more of these people may be a Leo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply people that embody Leo-like characteristics. It could be people that are very gregarious, extroverted, generous, very showy, but yet domineering and flamboyant, ones that are very attention-seeking, and ones that aren't, in some cases, and on a negative side, not afraid to make a scene at a place. And there could be ones that are people that are connected with a lot of pride, a lot of dignity. And it could be people, too, that might be in a Leo-like profession, such as something with creativity, entertainment, theater, acting, working with children, maybe working in some kind of place of amusement, such as an amusement park. But this is, as far as this connection goes, that really, this is where you might show very strong gregarious and extroverted qualities, and these people may do the same for you. And really, this is a thing too where you might often want to be the dominant person in this particular connection, or you might have those people trying to be the dominant ones in the relationship with you. I think it could pretty much work both ways as far as this goes. So that's the one kind of difficulty I think with this. So anyway, well, the next thing up, the sixth house is connected not just with your work relationships, but it also can represent an aunt and uncle, because the sixth house is it represents the siblings of the less dominant parent, which is often the mother. So as far as this goes, this can indicate that you might have an aunt or uncle, or both even, that might be a Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply one that may embody Virgo-like characteristics. It could be one or more of these people, maybe somewhat persnickety, service-oriented, yet judgmental, critical, very punctilious with details, ones that really, they might even be neat freaks and even all borderline compulsive cleaners, people that are very clean and want things immaculate, people that might do a lot of editing and correcting when you're speaking. But it could also be people that may be involved in a Virgo-like profession, such as something with analytics, statistics, something with really that maybe a profession that requires a lot of attention to detail, such as detailing on vehicles, doing data entry, computer programming, something even with extrapolation of data. But at the same time, as far as this goes, you might even show a little bit, nitpicky qualities, so to speak, with these people as well. They might exhibit it toward you, but at the same time, you might exhibit some judgmental and critical qualities toward them as well. But anyway, well, the next thing up is the seventh house represents not just the significant other / marriage partner, but it could also represent what would often be the maternal grandmother and paternal grandfather. And these people may be Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply people that may embody Libra-like characteristics, people that might be very charming, diplomatic, tactful, articulating things carefully, people that can be very cultured and refined as well, maybe even ones that are very artistic, and ones that are very peace-loving and amiable. but at the same time, people that abhor injustice and, of course, love justice. They could also be people that may be involved in a Libra-like profession, such as working with the law, being an attorney, a bailiff, a judge, paralegal, or working as an arbitrator, a negotiator, doing something connected with art, maybe even a diplomat in some cases, right? But at the same time, this could be, for Aries, this could be really beneficial because, it could balance out maybe some of the egocentric qualities of Aries, this prospective significant other, or this significant other, I should say, because, Aries can be somewhat egocentric and about me, but this could be really about being helped out in terms of finding balance in a relationship, inequality, and this significant other may be able to help Aries as far as that goes. So anyway, well, the next thing up is the 8th house, and the 8th house in astrology is connected with the sexual partner or someone you're having an intimate sexual relationship with. And Scorpio will often fall on the 8th house cusp in a solar or natal chart for Aries. So this could be somebody that might have a Scorpio sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply people that may embody Scorpio-like characteristics. It can be people that may very well, they could be very resilient, people that are resourceful, intense, very perhaps willful even, people that really are very, you could say as well, maybe sometimes a little bit surreptitious, even a little bit sneaky, people too that have a very transforming nature. And it could be also people that might be involved in a Scorpio-like profession, such as working with the occult, supernatural astrology, alchemy, something forensics, investigation, maybe doing something like psychology or psychiatry, working with the dead, such as working in like a mortuary or mortician, or being a coroner. But it could also, what this could reflect too, is that the sexual relationships can not only be intense and powerful, but with very strong sexual energy as well. So, but at the same time, it can be ones where you might have really, in some cases, express a lot of really sometimes strong, powerful, even convoluted emotions. And this is where you really want a very non-superficial connection, and ones that are very deep and intense. So anyway, well, the next thing up is the 9th house, and the 9th house in astrology can be connected with in-laws and grandchildren. And Sagittarius often falls on the 9th house cusp in a solar or natal chart for Aries. So for Aries, this could be where they may have an in-law or grandchild that may be a Sagittarius sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply people that embody Sagittarius-like characteristics. They could be people that are very buoyant, very optimistic, expansive, benevolent, ones that can be very jocular, like to joke a lot, adventurers, people that are adventurous, ones that could be very blunt and forthright, and sometimes to the point of demoralizing someone. But at the same time, these could also be people that might be in a Sagittarius-like profession. It could be an adventurer, an explorer, people that are explorers, people involved in theology, religion, teaching at a college university, a professor, people that can be involved in publishing or working in some travel field, such as a travel agent or a pilot. So anyway, but that being said, as far as the connection goes with these people, well, it could be one where you express yourself in a very blunt and outspoken manner, and as I stated before, it could be to the point of demoralizing someone. It could go on both ends, the way you're spoken to by these people and the way you speak. to them as well, speaking that Sagittarius like veritable truth, so to speak. But it could be also ones that you like to have really where you want to joke around with them, and really where you express a lot of jocularity and might even be inclined to play practical jokes on each other from time to time. Anyway, next thing up is the 10th house. Well, the 10th house in astrology is not, I mean, it's the dominant parent, which is often the father. And really looking at this, this could be, I mean, when I look at this, I mean, Capricorn often falls on the 10th house cusp in a solar or natal chart for Aries. So for Aries, well, this dominant parent, often the father, could be somebody that could be a Capricorn sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply someone that embodies Capricorn-like characteristics. It could be someone that could be very orthodox, conventional, business-like, very serious, someone that's very responsible and consistent. It's a person that could be reliable, person you could really count on due to the consistency, but you might see this person as a little bit cold, callous, or undemonstrative even. Now, the next, the other thing too about this is that this dominant parent, often the father, could be involved in a Capricorn-like profession. It could be somebody that may be in a position of authority. It could be a landlord, somebody in dentistry, even information technology, a person involved with government, politics, or somebody that's very business savvy and might not just be a student business, but could be real. I mean, just for somebody that could be a businessman. So, but that being said, this could be where you feel, as far as your connection with this person, you might see where the relationship may be somewhat consistent. But remember, Capricorn is about limitations and restrictions. And there might be certain consistency with it, but you might feel to some degree you may have some kind of restriction or limitations. And it might be one where the emotional quality is not expressed very strongly. And you might see this person as somewhat cold, callous, or even undemonstrative, one that has difficulty expressing feelings. So anyway, well, next thing up, the 11th house. Now, the 11th house in astrology is not just friends, but also can be connected with stepchildren as well, if you have any. Now, with Aquarius often falling on the 11th house cusp in a solar natal chart for Aries, this could indicate that a stepchild or friend might be an Aquarius sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply someone that embodies Aquarius-like characteristics. It could be people that are very unique, eccentric, ingenious. They could be innovators. They might be also somewhat bohemian or rebellious and very non-conforming. There might be something that you see very unique and different about these people, and really very eclectic. And you might even, now the thing about this is too, they could also be people that might be involved in Aquarius-like professions. They could be people that are innovators, somebody that may be involved in electronics, computers, information technology, esoteric subjects such as astrology. Another thing could be astronomy or aerospace. But as far as your connection with these people, it could be ones where it's very like friendly and amiable, and you might talk about a lot of original, unique ideas. But at the same time, it could be one, and maybe even do some radical things with these people. But at the same time, you might see these people somewhat cool, aloof, and detached as well. Now, last but not least, I'm going to get to the 12th house. Now, the 12th house in astrology can represent really when I look at this now. You're going. It could be. I mean, the siblings of it's the dominant parent's siblings. So these are aunts and uncles, and really looking at this, well, this could be, I mean, Pisces often falls on the 12th house cusp in a solar or natal chart for Aries. So one or more of these people could be a Pisces sun, moon, or ascendant or it could simply be someone that embodies Pisces-like characteristics, people that can be very compassionate, about self-sacrifice, often overlook transgressions, but can be somewhat deceptive and duplicitous, and may even be a little bit impressionable. And you may see these people as a little bit mysterious or vague, and they really are, and also very imaginative, but not wanting to hurt one's feelings, and maybe even somewhat reclusive as well, and people that might like isolation. Now, it could also be people that are involved in like maybe a Pisces-like profession, such as something mystical, the metaphysical, which could include astrology, spirituality, photography, chemistry, something connected with water, maybe like oceanography, doing something with special effects and illusion, such as working as a magician, or as I stated, the special effects, doing something connected with that, or working with the paranormal, perhaps. And as far as the connection goes with these people, it could be one where really where you're very idealistic, and when you really in terms of seeing these people, and they may be in such where you may be overlooking their transgressions. It's one where you don't, maybe wherever Pisces is in the horoscope, I see it as the place where you generally don't want to see the transgressions, and you may overlook them. And I think in this particular case that could be true as far as an aunt or uncle goes. Anyway, and really where you show a lot of self-sacrifice perhaps toward each other as well. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for Aries relationships. Stay tuned next time where I'll be talking about Taurus relationships. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.